Hey, welcome to Petra Media. I'm Terrence. So we have finally gotten settled in the new place, and we still have a couple of things left to do. Primarily, it's unpacking the studio space, and that's pretty much what today is supposed to be about. I've decided on where I'm going to be in the house for my main setup, so that's where we are right now. And I'm going to show you currently what we're dealing with. So this, I have to clean all of this up. I've gotten the tables up the way I want them to be and the rack and everything else. But all of this, all these boxes are pretty much the entire studio. And we need to unpack all of this and set it up there. And rather than make you guys wait, I'm just gonna, okay, we've made some progress. So the way I've decided to configure this scenario is a little interesting. What I've decided to do since making this transition to the new setup, the One Plus is going to be connected to my MacBook Pro when it's in the studio to run everything in the MPC3 software on the desktop. And that's going to be great because it allows me to use all of the extra tools and features. And it's also the modular unit that will come out of here whenever I want to use it with my laptop or if I want to work anywhere else in the house or take it to the studio. The 1000 is also going to be an option for that as well because that one's battery operated. I am looking at battery options for the One Plus. I'm really loving the workflow on the One Plus, and it has become a very indispensable tool for a lot of the things that I do. So working with this and the 1000 are going to be honestly my primary course of action when it comes to just creating things and getting started. The 5000 is going to live here, configuring it to work with the One Plus or as a standalone unit by itself. And the SSL12 for now will be the interface for all of this. The SSL12 has the Behringer ADAT, which is in the rack at the moment, and that is going to be connected to the 5000. Eventually, I'm going to upgrade the Behringer because it's okay. It's not great. It's okay. If it does the job, I'm not that worried about the crosstalk that happens, especially since the crosstalk happens when you crank the volume. I don't normally do that. I tend to have decent levels going in. So anything that is an issue at the moment, I can filter it out. But I do have that under consideration as something I know I need to replace. I need to replace that ADAT. So eventually I'll get to that. But for now, this will work out perfectly fine. Also, it's in reach of everything. And MPK 249 is going to be my main keyboard, which will live right about here somewhere. I'm still working out the exacts of where it's going to be, what it's going to be here. And then I will probably put up my TV over here on the side for content use. And for you guys to see what I'm working on when I'm working on things here, you have a view over there. So it's going to work out really nice, I think, in the end. It made sense to get rid of the Midas because I honestly don't need as many inputs anymore. I will eventually upgrade this because I know I need more inputs for what I'm trying to do and a few more pieces I have on the way that I'm considering. But right now, this is more than enough to accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish, and there's no need to overdo it. Anything I work on the 1000, I can transfer to the One Plus or the 5000 or into MPC 2.0 software, which will then transfer to 3.5. So I'm good across the board with this entire setup. That is the main reason why I stuck with JJOS 316, kept it completely compatible with everything else. And on the other side of this, I have my 3D printer that I will eventually upgrade to something else. Probably in the fall sometime I'll do that. But right now, the Ender 3 has been doing a great job of printing anything I really need. It didn't need to be too far away. And usually when I'm printing, I'm not filming. It's only been a couple times you've noticed or heard me filming and printing at the same time. So why is there tape on my monitors? The tape on my monitors is because I had everything in storage. And when you put things in storage, you don't want to have to arrive at your new location and find out that you have visitors in your items. So everything that was in storage was sealed up. That included the monitors. So the monitors right now have the portholes covered. I don't think I'm going to finish wiring everything today. So once I'm done, I will take all of that off and have you guys have a better look at it. I also have a couple of little decorations that I'm working on setting up around just to have. You got to give your space like some life. You can't just be just music. I also got to work on the lighting. As you can see, it's a little dark in this area of the house, but I'm going to make it work. And I'm excited about this. And as for my MacBook Pro, it's still alive. It's going to be down here, down in the rack. Since the screen is dead, there's no point to it being out and about in front of everything. So it's kind of going to live down here for now. I'm also looking at upgrading this. I'm thinking to do the M4 Mac Mini because honestly, I don't need much more power than that to do music production. And my video editing machine is really my Dell laptop, not my Mac. So for the most part, that makes more sense. I kind of feel it's better to just start separating things. That's where it's gonna live for now. And when it's time to upgrade, I will take it out of here and I'll figure out what I'm gonna do with that thing. I don't think I'm gonna ever fix that screen, but it works with other monitors, so we'll see. There's still a lot I have left to do in here. Like I said, I still have to do all the wiring and getting everything sorted out. I have to figure out where my lighting is gonna go in the space and then acoustically treat the space a little bit. I'm not gonna make the space dead because I don't need to do that. I tend to mix in my headphones and I then reference with my monitors. So I'm not that worried about that part of it, but it is an important thing that I need to take care of. And I'm gonna definitely do that. That's where we are right now. We're getting there. I'm tired. I mean, honestly, the time change from Pacific Coast to Central Time was a little rough. Even though it's only 2 hours, we were eating dinner at like 11 o'clock at night for about a week or so. And now we finally all are back on a normal schedule. You know, kids are going to bed at normal times and I'm finally getting everybody sorted out. My wife is more comfortable in a routine and a schedule. So everybody's scheduling and time frames are starting to make sense again. So I think the videos will start up again soon. I just want to make sure I have everything working the way I think it should work in my head before we go forward. Okay, a quick change to the way this is going to be configured. I decided to put the keyboard over here because when I was putting it over here, it was way too low to go under the desk. It didn't feel right. And having it in front pushed me back too far from everything. So it's going to be sitting over here. And then I will work with the OnePlus, like I said, with the computer, the 5000 there, the 1000s there, and the SSL 12 actually had to be moved over here because in order for me to access the Behringer ADAT, the optical fiber cable was just too short. Even though I have one of the longer ones, it just wasn't reaching it. So now everything reaches, everything can be connected. And also it kind of makes sense because the Mac is downstairs below it. So it all is kind of in its own stack. All right, it's been a couple of days and I hadn't had time to come out here and work on things just yet, but everything is now in a better position. I actually had to move some things around to make it make a little bit more sense. The 5000, I'm going to move a little bit closer over to this here. The One Plus will sit where the 1000 is going to be, and the 1000 is going to sit over here next to the SSL 12. And I have to bring my stand from upstairs down here because I have to get the interface for the Mac because that's going to be right here. These screens will be functioning with the Mac, which I've already tested it. Everything's wired up because the Mac's already down there. And these screens are going to function with the Mac for left and right. I usually have the mixer on the right and the arrangement for logic on the left. And then the PC is going to be here where the 3D printer is. I'm actually going to move this. That's kind of what today is. Today is cleanup. And I'm not going to waste too much time giving you guys the fast forward. We're just going to skip ahead to it. All right, progress. So this is the final configuration. And what we're going to do is this. The MPK 249 is going to be over here. There's going to be a TV right here. I haven't set it up yet because right now it's upstairs with the kids. They kidnapped my TV, so basically I have no TV at the moment. But that's going to go there, and that's going to be connected to my PC laptop on the other side. The 1000 is going to be here, the 5000 in the middle, and the OnePlus over here. Now that the printer is gone, the SSL 12 will be here connected to the Behringer ADAT, and my PC laptop will be here. The PC laptop and the OnePlus need to be close to each other because they're a modular setup. These are things that are going to come in and out of the room. Same thing with the 1000, it'll come in and out of the room. But for the most part, this stuff will live here. The Mac is connected to these screens while the PC laptop is going to be connected to the TV over on that side because that's kind of how I'm going to be doing some things with the OnePlus. The OnePlus is going to function as a production station and controller for things related to the PC side of things, mainly because that tends to be how I tend to function within the confines of my setup. Everything, all the production software related to music creation actually lives on my PC laptop. I do have a copy on my Mac, but this setup is basically designed for me to work in twofold. I have my Mac with Logic Pro X as my mixing station. I basically have everything I need on there. I even have a copy of all the software that's on my Dell laptop on my Mac. But because, again, like I stated earlier, it's an i9, it runs great, but when it comes to using the MPC3 software and the MPC2 software for that matter, sometimes it gets a little iffy. It's a weird thing that I've noticed. Basically, it will lag when I hit play or lag when I hit record. It won't mess up MIDI data. It won't mess up any of that stuff. But it's almost like for some reason there's some kind of delay and I can't figure it out. And it's not the turnaround time. It's not latency. Because if it was latency, I couldn't record MIDI data. I couldn't play samples. I couldn't do any of that. I can. It just sometimes gets frustrating. And I just kind of got tired of it. Plus, once I configured the PC laptop to function the way I have it functioning right now, I really got comfortable with it, and I've added to it. There's some things that you guys are going to see soon with that laptop, why I love that laptop right now. So for production purposes, it's perfectly fine. And I have no issue going back and forth between PC and Mac. I don't really have a preference. The only reason why I even have a Mac right now is because of Logic. If I didn't have Logic and if I didn't work in the Logic ethos when it comes to mixing and producing for so long, I probably wouldn't even have a Mac. But I do love Logic, so I need a Mac. So it is what it is. The PC is going to get direct use of the SSL 12, mainly because of everything that's on my PC laptop pertains to the One Plus and the MPC3 software. So it's all tied together. All the softwares that run with that are all tied together. And the 1000 is actually tied into the ADAT and runs into the SSL 12, which runs into the One Plus. That sounds crazy and convoluted, and I know how that sounds. But the reason why I'm doing it that way is because when I'm tracking things in, I decided to go through the SSL 12, and I'm really comfortable with making beats on the MPC3. I just really love still using my 5000. It's not something I'm going to use every single time, but I think you guys are going to really enjoy what I have in store for the 5000 as we move forward. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for your time. The light is finally on in the area for the production. So I'll be able to do more videos from overhead and from different angles. I still have to figure out where I'm putting all my GoPros, and I have a couple other lights that I need to set up. It's getting there. It's just one of those things where it just takes time to get everything exactly where it needs to be. And it is summertime. The kids are all out of school and they're in the house, and I'm shuttling them all over the place to all the different camps and everything. So, a little bit slower than usual, but we're getting there. And I thank you for enjoying this trip, the transition from one state to another, and getting comfortable and getting everything back up and running. I can't wait to start producing things again and working on sound design and everything else I've been doing. So thank you very much for following my journey, and catch me next time. I'll see you next week.